Hello everybody. In today's video we're going to be going through a photo shoot I did about 2-3 weeks ago. I'm a little bit under the weather right now, so my voice might sound a little bit sick, but that's okay. So I'm jumping in right now because a lot of these clips I took on my cell phone start a little bit early, so if I jump in it's just to kind of narrate and explain what the video is about, and kind of fill in the gaps from the recording on my phone. But yeah, enjoy it.
Lighting breakdown for just a little shoot here. The sun is right there serving as a backlight. I have a front light here. I don't really have a way to set up my camera while I'm shooting this, but so we're basically going to just use this as the key. We're going to be really safe with the amount of fill we're using, because obviously in this situation there shouldn't be a ton of front light because the sun's back there. So we want it to be, we want it to kind of make sense.
Alright, so here's the photo. I'm going to quickly run through a couple of things about this photo. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was you heard me saying that I wanted to keep the key light from being too bright. I don't remember exactly how I worded it. I think it was something along those lines. Basically what I meant is, in these sorts of photos, when you're balancing your strobe, you're deciding how bright or how dark you want your background to be, and then deciding how bright or dark you want your subject to be. If I would have decided to darken the background more with my strobe, you can see how much more artificial the photo looks. Honestly, I would obviously never burn it down quite this much. Let me see, where's I just lost my tones. There it is. So this is probably, you can see this looks more artificial. It's not as natural as this you can kind of expect to see in real life, versus like this, you never see just a bright subject with the sun behind them with a dark background, versus somebody's walking by a building or something and gets hit with a little bit of light and it fills in their shadows. That's something that actually can happen, so it gives the whole image a bit more natural, of a more natural feel, versus like that super high key look, or sorry, that super like artificial look. So the other things I wanted to point out is, because the sun is behind the subject, you get a very nice orange hair light, as well as some nice defined key lights in the eyes, because we're using that octabox so close to the subject. I did do a little bit of editing. Nothing crazy. I can quickly show you the before and afters on it. So it's really just nothing, just a little bit of color and exposure adjustments. So yeah, as you can see in the original image, basically the same thing. This is what I was saying though, where like I didn't want the subject to be super popping off that background, like super bright, because then when I go to edit it, I can't make it feel natural. So there you go. This is the first image of our small little series, and I hope you enjoy the next part. I kind of move it over. I think actually all I do is bring my subject a bit closer to the camera, and then in order to kind of change that focal length and compress the background a little bit, and you'll see that in the video. I just don't remember how well of a job I do explaining it, so hopefully this sort of tunes you into what I'm doing a little bit before you see it. But yeah, let's get back to the cell phone footage.
Next shot, the sun's still really low in the sky. You can see it right there. Look at that nice lens flare. Pretty cool. We have our modifier set up. Basically the same thing. We might actually flip it then to the right side, kind of depends. I'm gonna try and get a little lens flare if I can from the sun. If I can't, that's fine. You'll kind of be able to see it in the background with that like glow. So yeah, you'll see those photos in a few seconds.
All right, so here we are. This is just an image of me taking the image you're about to see. I thought I'd throw it in because I thought it was funny. So this is her taking the image of me taking the image of her. I think I explained that right. Regardless, I left the softbox in so you could see the direction of the light. The direction the light was coming from, rather. Here you can see the hair light again is nice and orange from that glowing sun back there. We have an awesome rim light that is separating our subject from the background. You can see the tighter focal range, or the longer focal length, just kind of compressing that background in. And f2.8 at 90 millimeters, you get some nice bokeh. Only thing I did to the image was just open the shadows up and then add some color and contrast, because, you know, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. These are more just demonstrating how the how lighting can affect your images. And obviously, you know, this isn't the best way to sort of position her in this background either. Obviously, you get a lot of like concrete and stuff. It's just more so just that demonstration of the light, and then background compression and that sort of thing. But yeah, let's go back to the video. I'm not sure what section's gonna play next, but it'll be a surprise for both of us. So here we go.
Lighting setup, same deal, just kind of filling in, and then we have the sun in the back, just a little bit of tree there. So yeah, you'll see those photos now.
Okay, so thanks for watching the cell phone footage, though it seems that it was mostly useless. I didn't really say a whole lot of anything in that video. This image, the light, my artificial light, my goodness, laggy, was coming from this side over here, coming into our subject this direction. Heck, you can even see it because these little reflections in our camera come from that light, from that softbox. So there you go. You can see that this image was taken pretty with a pretty big focal length, with a pretty beefy lens, because of all of that background compression, right? So that background compression kind of lets you know that this image wasn't taken very close to your subject, right? And it's that's pretty apparent to me. And this was actually taken at 113 millimeters. I have a 150 to 35, or 35 to 150 f2.8, 2 to f2.8 lens that I was using for this shoot. So yeah, you could totally see that's pretty awesome, that background compression. I think not a lot has changed light setup wise, but this is just a better image compositionally, just a bit more interesting to look at. Now there are a number of masks on this image. I edited this image 2 weeks ago once I finished the shoot. I didn't do the video, make this video, even though it was the whole purpose of going out and shooting photos. But here we are now. So let's take a look at the before and after. And it's pretty apparent where the masks are, right? So now I guess I'll just run through those. This isn't an editing video, but might as well, right? So this is just burning down that bottom piece a little bit. This here is burning down everything in this section. I did that intersecting a linear and a radial gradient, a inverted radial gradient, and a linear gradient. So that's how I got that shape. You can see this, burning that down. Then I have another linear gradient here. That was an intersection of another linear gradient, just to get that one streak of light. There are other ways to do that. I don't know why I chose this way to do it in this image. I honestly don't remember, but it gives you that light beam there. And then the sky, it looks like I just wanted to preserve a bit more data, so I put a little mask over it and turned down the highlights. So those are the masks. Again, not an editing video, but thought I'd bring them up. Other aspects of the lighting in this, we still have our rim light separating our subject from the background. And hey, on another note, that's some pretty cool bokeh. Again, when if you're shooting at like around 115 at 2.8, you can definitely expect to see some of that. So yeah, there's the image. Bam. Let's see what else this video has in store for us.
Now I'm having Gianna take a couple pictures of me. We set the flash up here, kind of facing me this way. And then we're just taking pictures into these bushes. So yeah, you'll see these pictures now.
All right, so let's look at a couple of images. There's not too much to talk about. The one thing that is kind of interesting to mention is earlier I mentioned how I was keeping my front light kind of low so that way things looked more natural. In this case, we didn't do that. This was a stylized choice because of, you know, wanting that background to be darker. And it works, I think. It's a cool picture. My girlfriend was kind of the creative mastermind with this one. I just helped her with the technical things. My girlfriend was the model earlier that we were seeing, the photographer for this one. And I just kind of helped her with the lights, teaching her as we went along, because I thought it'd be fun. So I taught her some stuff. Because we don't have a backlight, not as much separation this time. You can see very defined key lights in the eyes. The background's pretty dark relative to me, so I really pop out in this image. More artificial, but really cool. I love the colors. I like the darker feel. It's nice. Let's check out some of these other ones. This one, she was playing with this separation here, which is pretty cool. I actually really like this as well. This one, you can see kind of like short lit maybe because of just the way things were looking. Light coming from this way, so you can see my cheekbones and things just kind of casted a shadow there. Another note again, no rim light, so there's not a ton of separation. And again, pretty dramatic. Okay, so this image is a little bit brighter in the background, a little bit brighter in the exposure as well. Here's the before and after, I guess, of editing. Another note on this one, I mean, you can see me looking directly at the light. You can see how that's a very soft shadow fall off, relatively, despite the modifier being pretty far away. As you can see, it's pretty small in my eyes. And I remember it was a 32-inch softbox, so having it be so small in my eyes means it was pretty far away. Because it was such a big softbox, you still got a relatively nice fall off there. So let's check this last one. Oh, this last one has like a crazy color grade on it. I don't know, must have been playing with it a little while ago. This one, let's see, light's coming in this way. Basically the same lighting setups, so. Yeah, not so much to talk about in these, but cool images nonetheless. Also, there's this one. I have no idea when this was taken. I also threw a color grade on this at some point. I think I was just playing with colors and needed some test images. So, yeah, there's this image too. But I think that's it. I don't think I have any more videos really from my cell phone. I hope that you guys could have taken something away from this whole thing. The whole point of doing this shoot was just to get some footage and have something to talk about. So obviously none of these images are super like crazy creative or like, you know, anything like that, but it was just, you know, it's just kind of us going out and shooting. But I did want there to be some takeaway from it, so I went through and made sure that I explained the lighting setups for you guys. I hope this has been helpful and you've, you know, enjoyed my sick voice ramblings. But that's it for this video.